Hello, dearest educators and teachers. My name is Esther Monio Arimiokai, and I am a language teacher at Language. Language is a fully online language school, and there I teach English, French, and Portuguese. Today, I'll be showing you how to assess using online learning tools. Because my school Language operates fully online, I have had to interact with and assess my students using different learning tools. So here are two things we need to understand as teachers. Firstly, assessment is beyond evaluating a student. It is also a way for us to get feedbacks from them and for them to learn. Secondly, understanding your assessment goal is key. My two assessment goals as a language instructor are retention and immersion. What does that mean? In my context, I give daily assessment to my students to keep them in contact with the language and give them a consistent learning infrastructure. In other words, I am not necessarily evaluating the knowledge of a particular topic, but I am creating an environment for immersion. Because I understand my assessment goals, I use two approaches: video games and dialogue simulation. Who doesn't like video games? Now I'm going to show you how I create and implement these two approaches. To create video games, I use this platform Couch. I click on the create button in the top right corner, and I have the option to create a new one or create with a template. This is the question interface. I start typing my question here where I have start typing your question. I include my options right here, and I could also insert a media. Could be a picture, a video, or an audio. But I prefer GIFs because they are very funny. See, after you have included your questions and the options, you can proceed to duplicate, and then you could make your game a quiz, true or false, type answer, puzzle. You could even collect your students' opinions. We are in my Couch library now. I have quite a number of games. Let's play one and experience it, how the students do. Yeah, the answer is correct. In my classroom, I noticed that this cupboard feature enables students to intensify their learning unconsciously. Let's move to the second approach. My second approach to evaluation is called dialogue simulation. What I do is to write a short story and then animate it using Canva. On Canva, there are various templates for animation, and you can choose any of them, or you can build your own from scratch, which was what I did with this particular one. Taking this for example, I wrote about a particular boy's family. We read it in class. To simulate dialogue, my students read the story in class. After that, they reproduce it using their context. This approach enables them to not only learn the vocabulary, but also to use the vocabulary. So, dearest teachers, while you understand your assessment goals and approaches, remember that the best way to assess a student is through play. Let them enjoy the process, and you'll be surprised at how much they would be able to learn even through assessments.
Hello everyone, I'm Alberto and I am Mario, and we are super excited to be here with you. This is our second T4 event, and I'm sure you are wondering who are these two guys that look exactly the same and have this weird accent. Well, we are the E-Twins, and we are originally from Spain, and we moved to Utah, United States 5-6 years ago. We are school teachers. I teach 6th grade and I teach 5th grade at a Spanish immersion school, which means that we teach everything in Spanish: science, social studies, language arts, and of course, Spanish. In the last couple of years, we have a huge difficulty. Teachers were facing this problem. How do we assess students online? Students that can be across the street or in the other part of the world. And we came up with this idea. What about if we use video games to assess learning? We are huge fans of video games. We play video games in our free time, and we play video games, well, we don't play, we use video games, in our classes. And we use these video games to assess the learning of our students. Our mission as teachers is develop the whole child, not just work on memorization or not just work in collaboration. That's why this is a huge advantage of video games. We are using developing the whole child while we assess students in their learning. We are getting them ready for the future, working on those skills that will be key for them to be successful in their future working environment. And how do we do this? Well, we have came up with 3 steps you need to take to assess learning online with video games. Number 1, design a rubric. Like in every project, we need to design a rubric to set expectations, and we need to give the rubric to them. We give the rubric to them. In this case, you can see a rubric of ancient Egypt. With this rubric, they know what they need to build or what they need to prove. Second step, choose the video game. We have here 2 examples that we use in our classroom to build different ancient civilizations or to build different ecosystems. First one, Fortnite. I'm sure you have heard about Fortnite, one of the most popular, one of the most famous video games in the world. But Fortnite has a creative mode. It's not violent, nothing about killing people, it's just about build, about create. And it has a great use in classrooms around the world. Second video game, Minecraft. Minecraft is the same than Fortnite Creative, this huge sandbox that students can create, build anything from ancient Greece to different ecosystems to the water cycle. So this is huge. These 2 video games are really important and really good to develop those skills in our students and also assess their learning. Number 3, a student plan. They need to follow a plan. They need to follow a timeline. In this case, we have divided in 2 steps. Number 1, designing the timeline. We need to give them a specific timeline with different checkpoints we are gonna check that they are in the right path, that they are following our instructions, and that they are doing what they are supposed to do. And number 2, we need to organize the task. They need to come up with a list of things that they need to do and with a map. Here you can see an example of one of my students that created a map, to place everything they were going to build. It's really important that they organize what they are going to build and how before they jump into the video game. A map is really important, list of tasks, and we are ready to go. The video games are global, develop the whole child and are engaging. We love video games, we love to use them in our classes. We hope that you can start to do the same because you are gonna see how huge it is and how big the potential is. Thank you everyone for being here with us. Bye, see you soon.
Hello everybody, this is Fawzia Hamid from Beacon House School System, North Nazimabad, Primary 3, Karachi, Pakistan. It's an honor for me to be a part of one of the world's largest professional development event, and I would love to share my learning experience regarding how to assess using online learning tools. First of all, I would like to talk about Google Form. Here, specifically, I would like to talk about peer assessment, which I used as formative assessment. This is the Google Form. Peer assessment actually help my learners to observe and peer assess their fellows through more critically within no time. It helps me to customize the instructions for different presenters by allocating different sections to different presenters. It also gives me an insight how many students have responded and how many students are left. Let me show you some glimpses from my live session. Here we go.
Now moving on to look at the analysis. Many people think that it's applicable for both rural and urban areas. There are some people think that it's applicable for only urban area, and few people think that it's applicable for rural area.
As you can see that I just shared the responses on the screen, and students were reflecting on each and other work, promoting the idea of a learner-centered learning environment. The second tool which I used was Lenoid sticky note in order to take students' feedback. Okay, you simply need to log into lenoid.com, give the title, set the background, do the required changes on the canvas, and post a sticky note with your instructions and simply share it with your learner, right? Let me show you some glimpses from my live session here as well.
Abdul Shah, I think water is our life and we should save water for future generations. Yes. Aisha Athar says that I love this session and every project was really amazing. Thank you. Ashwini says that I have learned many different ways on how to conserve water. I've also learned that if we don't conserve water, there will be shortage of water on future generations.
All right, let me show you a screenshot from the Lenoit wall. Let me talk about some pedagogical point. The first point I would like to get across is assessment must align the learning goal, as depicted by Hannah and Detmer in their theory. Secondly, it is not only students' learning part, not only students' self-evaluation, but it is equally helpful for me to track my teaching progress and to see whether I have met the learning outcome or my students simply enjoyed being part of the learning journey without any notable takeaway. For me, peer assessment as well as a student feedback help my learners to inculcate the spirit of reflection, which actually make them problem solvers and analytical thinkers. It enhances metacognition by thinking about their own thinking, be open to feedback and criticism, and plan ahead. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Schroeder Reibel. I'm a grade 2-3 teacher at St. George German in Ontario, Canada. Today, I'm going to show you the digital tools that I use to assess student learning. I use OneNote and I use Class Notebook. We love using this tool because it helps our students stay organized, helps me stay organized, and it becomes a portfolio that students use to collect all of their working pieces throughout the year. Come on, I'll show you. We are now in the teacher only section of my class notebook. I want to show you how to insert a PDF. We go to Insert, Printout, and once we find our file, we bring in the file and then we're going to right click and set picture as background. And now our students in real time can show their work and we as educators can start assessing their learning. And the feedback that we give is immediate. My students also house all of their learning goals, success criteria, and anchor charts here in their OneNote. They never lose it. Students often use the annotation feature to work on and improve their writing. They love that I can give immediate feedback. I have several students who access the curriculum by using speech to text. Students dictate, and just as recently as a few weeks ago, we learned that if you hit the Windows H button, you can also bring up that dictate feature. My students are also learning to click on the Immersive Reader, and here students can enable their reading preferences. We often use just a single line ruler, and students can have their work read back to them, and they can listen for improvements. Of course, our reading progress snapshots go into our OneNote because this is our portfolio. We started this morning working on retells using a comic strip template. We quickly realized that Book Creator would also be perfect for this assignment. So let me show you Book Creator. Here we have Riley, who is doing the exact same assignment, but she's doing it in Book Creator. So she just scanned her QR code. She started a new book. She selected the comic strip template, and she is highly motivated by design, and she is using Book Creator to complete the very same comic strip assignment. Why use OneNote? Why use Book Creator to assess student learning? Because of the engagement piece. Our students simply do not want to stop showing and sharing their understanding using these incredible digital tools. Give it a try. Take care, everyone.